Captain Jake Morrison had handled first contact protocols 17 times across 12 star systems, but nothing had prepared him for the breathtaking crystalline spires of Nova Prime. The human delegation stood in the massive throne room, dwarfed by soaring archways that seemed carved from pure starlight. They were surrounded by beings that resembled living gemstones with graceful limbs and faces that shifted color with their emotions, each movement creating cascades of refracted light across the polished crystal floors. The luminary queen, Kira, sat upon her translucent throne, her magnificent form casting rainbow patterns across the chamber walls. The throne itself appeared to be carved from a single enormous crystal that pulsed with inner light. Her advisors flanked her sides, their crystalline bodies humming with what Jake assumed was conversation in frequencies beyond human hearing. The sound created an almost musical backdrop to the proceedings, like a symphony played on instruments, made of pure light. Ambassador Rodriguez nudged Jake forward with barely concealed nervousness. The trade negotiations had been going smoothly for 3 days until the cultural exchange portion began. The luminary had presented humanity with a complex geometric sculpture that sang in harmonious tones when touched. Now Jake found himself, representing humanity's gift-giving traditions, holding a small velvet box containing Earth's finest diamond, a 3-carat stone that had been carefully selected by the Earth Alliance's top gemologists specifically for this moment. "Your Majesty," Jake began, kneeling as protocol demanded, "humanity offers this token of our friendship and hopes for continued cooperation between our species." He opened the box with ceremonial care, revealing the perfectly cut diamond that had cost the Earth Alliance a substantial fortune. The gem caught the ambient light of the throne room and scattered it in brilliant facets that danced across every surface. Even by human standards it was spectacular, but Jake had no idea how the luminary would perceive its beauty. The reaction was immediate and unexpected. Every luminary in the chamber began resonating at a higher frequency, their forms blazing with golden light. The queen herself rose from her throne, her crystalline features shifting to deep purple hues that Jake's briefings had indicated meant profound emotion. "The human offers the sacred stone of binding," announced the queen's translator, a smaller luminary whose form flickered between blue and silver. "He presents himself before the throne of unity with the ancient symbol of eternal commitment." Jake felt his stomach drop. The briefing materials had mentioned the luminary's reverence for crystalline structures, but no one had warned him about binding rituals. He glanced desperately at Ambassador Rodriguez, whose face had gone pale. "Your Majesty," Jake stammered, rising slowly, "I believe there may be some cultural misunderstanding." "The human Jake Morrison," the queen interrupted, her voice carrying the harmonic resonance that indicated formal proclamation, "has presented the sacred stone and knelt before the throne in the ancient manner. The ritual is complete." The translation crystal around Jake's neck grew warm as it processed the queen's next words. "I accept your proposal of unity, brave warrior of Earth. Our species shall be bound in alliance through this sacred union." The throne room erupted in crystalline song as hundreds of luminari celebrated what they clearly considered a momentous occasion. Jake stood frozen, the diamond still clutched in his trembling hand, trying to process that he had apparently just proposed marriage to an alien queen who ruled a star system. Ambassador Rodriguez stepped forward quickly. "Your Majesty, Captain Morrison is honored by your acceptance, but perhaps we should discuss the implications of this union more thoroughly." Queen Kira's form shifted to a warm amber color that indicated amusement. "The human diplomat speaks wisely. Come, Jake Morrison, who is now consort designate. Let us walk in my gardens while your people and mine discuss the details of our joining." As they moved through corridors lined with living crystal formations, Jake found his initial panic giving way to curiosity. The queen moved with fluid grace, her crystalline form refracting light in mesmerizing patterns. Her gardens were unlike anything on Earth, with formations that grew like plants but sang like instruments in harmonious chorus. "You seem troubled, Jake Morrison," Queen Kira observed, settling beside a fountain that played liquid light instead of water. "Do humans not find joy in unexpected opportunities?" Jake sat carefully on a crystal bench, still holding the diamond, that had caused this entire diplomatic incident. On Earth, marriage proposals are usually discussed beforehand. The couple knows each other well, shares deep feelings, makes plans together for their future. It's considered one of the most important decisions in a person's life, not something that happens by accident during a diplomatic meeting. The Queen's form shifted to soft green, indicating curiosity and genuine interest. Tell me more of your customs. Among my people, the sacred stone ceremony indicates a commitment to protect and strengthen both participants and their communities. It is not about individual desire, but about the greater good of many worlds. The ceremony creates bonds that transcend personal feelings and connect entire civilizations. As Jake explained human courtship and marriage traditions, he found himself genuinely enjoying the conversation. Queen Kira was intelligent, insightful, and possessed a dry sense of humor that emerged as her form flickered with silver highlights. She asked thoughtful questions about human society, technology, and philosophy. Hours passed before Ambassador Rodriguez approached them in the garden, looking considerably more relaxed than when Jake had left him. "Captain," Rodriguez said, "I've had extensive discussions with the Luminary High Council. It appears that their concept of binding union is more akin to a formal alliance treaty than human marriage. The consort designate position is essentially that of a permanent cultural ambassador, with significant diplomatic authority." Queen Kira's form brightened to golden yellow, indicating approval. "Your ambassador understands correctly. The sacred stone ceremony creates a bond of mutual protection and cooperation. You would remain among your own people most of the time, but serve as the voice of humanity in our councils and the voice of Luminari in yours." Jake looked at the diamond in his hand, then at the extraordinary being beside him, who had somehow become his diplomatic partner through a cosmic misunderstanding. The position she described was actually exactly what he had always wanted, a permanent bridge between species. "There is one requirement," Queen Kira continued, her form shifting to playful pink. "The sacred stone must remain here as symbol of our bond. In return, I offer you this." She reached into her crystalline form and withdrew a small shard of living light that pulsed with warm energy. "A fragment of our core crystal, which will allow you to communicate across the stars and understand our people's needs." Jake accepted the crystal fragment, feeling it warm against his palm. "Your Majesty, I think I can learn to live with this arrangement." The Queen's laughter resonated through her crystalline form like wind chimes in a gentle breeze. "Excellent. Though I do insist you call me Kira now, Consort Jake Morrison. We are partners after all." As they walked back toward the throne room where two species were celebrating an alliance that began with an accidental proposal, Jake realized that sometimes the best diplomatic solutions came from the most unexpected circumstances. He reflected on how many wars throughout human history might have been avoided if more conflicts had been resolved through such fortunate misunderstandings. He had come to Nova Prime as a simple trade negotiator, focused on securing mining rights and technology exchanges, but was leaving as humanity's first interstellar diplomatic consort, with responsibilities he never could have imagined. The diamond that had caused the initial confusion now rested in a place of honor in the Luminary archives, where it would serve as a symbol of the bond between their species for generations to come. Jake carried a living crystal that would forever connect him to his unlikely alien partner and her remarkable civilization, opening doors to understanding that neither species had previously thought possible. It was, he decided with growing satisfaction, probably the most successful diplomatic accident in human history, and perhaps the foundation for an alliance that would benefit both worlds for centuries to come.